Don't get me wrong, reading your Bible and praying is a crucial part of your Christian walk, but it drives me nuts when Christians just say, oh, go read your Bible and pray. Stick around, let me explain. Now, I know I've talked about this before, but when I was a kid, I used to watch this show called Corey in the House. Now, in this show, there was this character named Newton. He wasn't very smart, but he was cool. And subconsciously, I would watch this show and I would study Newton, what he wore, what he dressed like, how he talked, and how he did his hair. Unfortunately, I tried to copy all of those things, and it was a mistake. But the truth is, I watched him and imitated him just like the Bible instructs us to watch and imitate Jesus. Let me explain a little bit further. In 1 Peter 2, Peter writes this, "To this you were called because Christ suffered for you, leaving you an example that you should follow in his footsteps." What's crazy is that Peter was writing this to a group of people, the Jewish people who just started following Jesus. They've now been kicked out of Jerusalem. They're all over the Roman Empire. And this guy Nero, who's the emperor of Rome, is trying to kill them. And he's saying, hey, just like Jesus was our example, do what he did when he was persecuted. There's another guy in the Bible who talks about this, and his name is Paul. He writes, follow me as I follow Christ in 1 Corinthians. And in Ephesians, he goes on and says this, follow God's example, therefore, as dearly loved children, and walk in the way of love, just as Christ loved us and gave himself up for us as a fragrant offering and a sacrifice to God. What drives me nuts about constantly harping on reading your Bible and praying is not that those things aren't important, they are. But when I was a kid, somewhere along the way, when I heard that 1.5 million times, it just became routine. It became something of a chore. It became a checkbox that I would check off at the end of the day, say, yep, I did it, I got it, I washed the dishes, and I read my Bible. Don't get me wrong, please read your Bible, but instead of reading your Bible, look at Jesus. The point of reading your Bible is not to read it. The point of reading your Bible is to see Jesus and how it affects your life. So, look to Jesus. The thing is, the only way we can actually see Jesus is by reading the stories of the accounts of what he did here on earth and what he did for us for eternity. The Bible is clear that our goal as Christians is to live and look like Jesus in every circumstance. And the only way that we can do that is to imitate Jesus by watching him closely and trying to apply what he did in our own lives. If we want to be like Jesus, we have to imitate him. Okay, so today here's my challenge for you. For the next 10 days, the leaders and I are going to be working through the book of John. We're going to be reading 2 chapters a day. One day we're going to read 3, but really our goal is to, in a short amount of time, see an overview of Jesus' life, what he did here on earth and how it has affected us, and what are the things that we can follow and imitate ourselves. We want to do this fast because we want to see a big picture of who Jesus is. We're going to be breaking up into small groups on Friday. We're going to talk about it, but we encourage you guys, read the Bible. Follow us along. We're going to be on the YouVersion Bible app just so we can kind of see where everybody's at. We can encourage one another. Now listen, if you're going along and you have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to one of your small group leaders or even me. I'll even put my phone number here for you guys to contact. So read it, but if you have questions, reach out. Let's talk about it. Let's have a discussion, and let's be the church that God has called us to be in supporting one another. Okay, that's it from me. So, we will see you guys on Wednesday. Bye.